Hello, this video is brought to you by Liam and his need to be loud and obnoxious. Yep, he's been sitting outside my door crying. So now we are having a moment, and we are sitting, and we are hugging, and we are snuggling. Hi everybody, I am back. I am back from California, and I have a lot of hair on me. Ew. I had a fun time. Got to see Nancy while I was out there. Saw Andy, who's a former Biggest Beauty Project member. Saw Marvin, which was the first time I'd ever met him in person after knowing him for 5 years. Had a lot of time. It was great fun. Ugh, why do I have so much hair on me? Well, I know why. But yes, so I have a lot of footage and I have a lot of pictures and I have done nothing with them yet. So instead of putting them in this video, which I know you all want, I'm gonna save it for maybe next week or the week after that, where I can really play with it and try to do something fun with it instead of just slapping it in here and being like, look, this is what we did. So I'm sorry to disappoint on that aspect, but I do have this week's topic, and it is Katie's topic, and she wanted us to talk about things that people always told us about adulthood that we have found to not be true. I can't think of like a ton. He's being loud again. I can't remember too much of like things that people told me about adulthood, but I remember what I imagined adulthood to be, and it is a lot different. I think when you're younger, you just see the freedom aspect of adulthood and not the responsibility aspect of adulthood. Like, I really looked forward to being able to he is no longer in the room. What was I talking about? Okay, so I remember like being in love with the freedom part of it and having my own car and knowing that I could drive and I could eat whatever I wanted and I could go wherever I wanted with my friends. But then once I got there, you realize that you had to have the money to do that, and that required a job, and then therefore that took away from some of your time. I don't think anyone ever told me that adulthood was going to be about freedom, but I just imagined that it was going to be about freedom. And then I learned very fast when I was 16 that that was not how it was. My parents instilled in us very early that we had responsibilities and things that we needed to do. We needed to think about the future. And so I am very grateful for that and my parents, and that I had that going on. I have been very distracted by my cat, and I cannot think very well. Okay, so adulthood. Yes, I'm grateful that at least I was prepared in some sense of how it is, but no matter how much someone tells you that life is going to be all about responsibility, it's not until you do it that you realize just how much harder it is than you would have imagined. Like, golly, almost 100% of my paycheck goes to bills. That's no fun. You want to do stuff outside of that, and you know, luckily or thankfully I'm married and now we have 2 incomes, and that makes things a lot easier. But you know, when I was single, man, I didn't do a lot because I couldn't. I think that's why I loved YouTube and I loved, you know, the internet. And it was because, you know, it came in this little package deal of what I needed to already have anyways. But here was this whole community that I could reach out to and interact with and have fun with. And it didn't cost me anything besides what I was already paying for internet access. I know, I'm a cheap whore. So, yeah, there's a lot of responsibility. People don't necessarily tell you everything, but I think when you're a teenager, you don't listen. So, adult life is a lot harder than it looks, but it's fun. I do enjoy the freedom. I do enjoy the fact that I don't live with my parents and that I can do whatever I want, and I don't have to tell them where I'm going because I live in a completely different city and I'm 27 years old and it's my prerogative what I do. So that is the fun side of adulthood. Now I'm just rambling. I love you all. I'm finally catching up on sleep from my trip. And, yeah. This video has been everywhere. I'm sorry.